Greetings, all. Yes, this is one of several messages. I'm not sure if all of them are going to come through right now, but this one, I don't know who's going to say this one. I don't know who's going to come through for this one, but some entities say don't worry about the negative reptilians, because many have fear of them, and to not worry about them. I don't think a reptilian is going to come through and say that, but one thing before we go into this is not to focus on them. I mean, yeah, they exist, but do not let them influence you. Many do let them influence you, especially if you're under drugs or alcohol and you're not, you're like not fully with it. They like to manipulate you easily because they can. Yeah, they do it a lot. Okay, I might not be on a good. Okay, this might make some entities mad, but that's their problem. We are coming into an awakening. I mean, we already are, but more spiritual understanding of what is going on. It's like seeing a gang member across the street. Yeah, he might be antagonizing you a little bit, but doesn't mean you have to give in to what he says. You know what I mean? I mean, like it's going to come to a channeling, meaning, well, this is going to come to a channeling, but I said anyway, is that they just play with us. It's like they just mess with you, and humans give in to a lot of their stuff. So it's not really them doing it; it's us doing stuff. Doing negative with violence or whatever it might be that is not very positive to others. It is us doing it, not them. They're just provoking it. You know, it's like I guess a gang member is maybe not the best example, but it's, they come and antagonize you and they just constantly put this stuff in your head until you like give in. That's what they do. Now, not to say they're always doing it, but some do it. And of course, these are not the friendly ones. The friendly ones would never do that. The friendly ones are around, definitely. They're trying to help, but we give in to this energy and get pulled into it. Not all of us, but you understand. I'm not sure. Apparently, someone wants this out there. I don't know who, but I imagine this will help someone, if not now, in the future. David Icke's not helping much with that whole negative reptilian information because that's all he talks about. He didn't talk about the positive. I mean, you're going to talk about the negative ones, go right ahead. But there's positive reptilians also that do not get a fair shake at all. Um, yeah, it's not fair. But if you're going to talk about the negative ones, what about the positive ones? Uh, anyway, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be the last message for tonight. It's been a long day at work, so blessings all. Of course, going into. I know I'm just gabbing away, aren't I? Yeah, I have one more week, and I'm going into part time. So I should have more energy to do all this, more messages, because there are other messages, but I don't have the energy for it tonight. So, much love. Greetings all. I am Archangel Michael. In this, in your incarnation, Many of you chose to be tested heavily, and many of you chose to leave yourself open for many experiences. One of them was a reptilian experience, and there are also dark entity experiences also. But many of you have the choice of choosing a shield away from all entities that are negative. Yeah, you might be provoked in here and there, but mostly protected. But others leave themselves open. He's like, if I'm going to come to this planet, I want to experience it all. Just as you do your roller coasters and such. Well, your spiritual roller coaster are the reptilians. But that is not just the only ones that have been a pest out, are they? Well, it's not the correct word, but I'm talking to a third density world, so that is okay. I'll give myself a pass there. Also, there are Syrians, tall blonde Nordics, Zeta Greys, also Arcturians, which do not like to hear that, but there are some that are not very human friendly. And Wyrens also, but the Wyrens are very particular in who they deal with. The reptilians are fascinating, but all these species, they all have their positives and negatives, you know. But you do get provoked by many of them. But the reptilians are mostly known for being the most aggressive. Not to worry, meaning as you go into your spiritual awakening pattern, some put fear all around it. It's like, oh, this is a CIA op, or some FBI control grid, or some sort of... You're connecting to yourself. And connecting to yourself, yes, is not so easy now, is it? Not at all. And many other beings will not want you to connect to yourself, such as reptilians, etc., etc. But as long as you are right with the Lord, with God, to allow God to surround you with white light of energy, and to know that you will be fine. Put that confidence in there. You will be fine. Yes, you might hear them speak to you, but don't be worried. They want to discourage you. Even entities, dark entities, do the same thing. Depending on your level of soul advancement, you all can be of advance. It takes time to get there. It is okay. But yes, it can be very frightening. Because it's when you are connecting to your spirit world, this isn't the perfect way of looking at it, but it is one way. It's as if you're walking through a neighborhood you're not too familiar with, and you take a wrong direction. That is a bad neighborhood. Now, this isn't a bad neighborhood where they provoke you. They come to you and approach you and say things that you might not feel comfortable with. But not to worry. They're not there to harm you, but just to scare you. It's up to you to just see that and not worry about it. Let them say their word and let them be. And some might hang around for some time. Because when you go into this, a more positive outlook of yourself, this is going to be the norm in the beginning. This is part of your test. Will you let them scare you away from connecting to your spirit? Because when they show up, it means you're getting very close. It means it's like you have arrived. If you're not hearing them, that does not mean you have not arrived. It just means that you cannot hear them, which is just as well. It is not part of your soul experience either. So there's different ways of looking at this. What we say is not to worry. But if they do come to approach you, tell them, allow them, send them love. Yes, they might not like that, but it might make whatever makes you feel better. But to listen to what they have to say. And as for this conduit, what he dealt with, many did visit, and they hung out for a while. They still do here and there. But they are not verbally heard anymore. unless you want to hear them. That is up to you. You do not have to hear them. But it is part of your soul advancement. This is nothing wrong with hearing them speak, but nothing. Now, if you give in to their intentions of anger, then you will go nowhere with that. Well, you will go somewhere, but it will not be a positive direction. The more spiritual you become, it is up to you. You have the freedom to do whatever you wish. But the power lives within yourself. But it is okay to experiment, meaning to listen to what they have to say, but don't let it affect you. As you become more advanced, they will visit you often, but not necessarily negative to be negative towards you, but to see that you are a positive being, that they can let out their negativity, let it release. You'd be surprised. Many reptilians have negativity around them and other entities that I mentioned. Want to clear that out. To channel through you, to have someone to talk to, you could say. Understand, when any aliens speak to you, it's advancing them. It's advancing their knowledge of you. Meaning not of you personally, but of the human race. They understand it more. The more they interact, the more closer they become. They still are strangers in many ways because of their genetics. But the same goes for a dark entity, or any entity for that matter. Angels, we advance a little bit more connected to humans. In this way, through verbal speaking, helps us understand you, and you understand us, hopefully. But how to deal with them is up to you. But not to put fear in this connection. You're advancing, but not to, they're there to provoke. Yes. Not all, but some. They're there to push your buttons. See what you do. The reptilians are the best at that, it seems. Anunnaki does it, but they have other things to do. They deal more of your politicians. And many of them, in a positive way, is trying to assist with the politician to bring a more positive energy to your society. But I digress. As for these reptilian energies, Nordics, it is all a warning for you as you go into this phase of remembering all that is around you. You will see these beings that might not be the most friendly, but they have knowledge for you to advance your place in the world. It is up to you to give in to their provoking, but you don't have to. There's always a positive way of looking at everything. But speaking to them does not make you negative. Speaking to them is showing how neutral you truly are, how open and loving you are also. That is very powerful to do. To speak to someone that you feel is your enemy, but you're not fully understanding. But in most friends, they are not here to help. Some are not. Some are. Some don't know what they're doing. They are confused. But this is part of your soul advancement. The best way to describe this is for you to experience it on your own and put up your own borders, boundaries around yourself. When you go into spirit, you connect more to your angels and loved ones. You put your boundaries around what you want to experience. And a negative reptilian, if you want that out, you don't want to experience that, you put a boundary up. I do not want to experience this. But there are some that I have an open mind. I wish you experience what will help me advance spiritually. You will hear them, but you will not You have a point of view of love and kindness, where you can see their point of view and learn more, because learning from their point of view is very helpful for your ascension process. To ignore them is fine, but to see their point of view takes your view of things and expands it out. You see more when you see it from all points of view. Before I go, I'll do a quick message of that. What happened in your Dallas? What happened in your Dallas? Understand, will continue in different ways across your country. It is. Many walk around with much hate. Your police walk around with much hate, ego, racism. This is not helping them. They are not peace officers anymore. Those days are gone. Some are, not enough. There are good people within your police department, but many have chose a line of corruption or arrogance, a power trip over others, and have ruined it for any respect for the rest of those out there. And Dallas is one that is, unfortunately, of much negativity within those officers, unfortunately. Easily brainwashed into a way of thinking where they have authority over others, what they think is always right. And others do not see it that way because their heart is not in the right place. And it is not. Not to say that their job is not easy, but they have made this happen on their own, unfortunately. Yes. Those that will attack them, the ones that are doing the attacking, feel like they have no other choice. They are not being heard enough. Not to say it's just the way of your world. It's to find happiness and rid of this racism and anger that lives within many, within your law enforcement. Of course, others also. But your law enforcement will be a good start because others also have this rage, but the rage starts with those that are so-called protecting. And if they're not very kind and they're protecting, many become very angry towards them. And it just gets worse and worse. They're not being very good role models, are they? They are misdirected on what is right and what is wrong. Just because they have a badge does not mean they're out to protect anyone. Maybe themselves, but not necessarily you. This is unfortunate for your world, but it is true. They use this police as a mask where there's much corruption that's hiding behind it. Not to say all of them are like this, hardly at all. But there's enough where it has brought enough rage in your society where many have had enough. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with the subject matter of this video, but this is a message that must be heard. Yes, maybe an individual, but it does not matter. But there is much pain here on this earth that needs to be released. The rage that lives within many needs to be released, but not in a way of violence, though. It's to find love and release it in a peaceful way. Yes, your police are moving targets in many ways, to some. But your police have also lost touch of what they are here to do. They need a re-education of their own, which is hard for them to hear because they feel like they're the victims, which they are in some ways, but many have provoked this. But the ones that provoked all this anger are not the ones that were shot during that event, unfortunately. That is not a right way of saying it, but it is true in many ways. Innocent bystanders, those of have good nature were taken from your earth. They were not one of hostility at all. The ones that brought this hostility on within your police were not damaging this at all. You understand? But the hostility, we always see your future time. But at this moment, it is for you to bring a healing across your earth to each other. A prayer, definitely a prayer for everyone in those situations. And for your law enforcement to wake up to what their job is here for. But also, a prayer for those that bring violence onto your world. To bring peace. You need peace. We do not need these police at all. To let these police be released of their duties. We can all be a community of love, self-love, of tenderness, of kindness, of complete understanding of intentions. No more hiding. The more you hide, this is why many your alien civilizations keep no secrets. As if the more secrets you have, not always. I mean, of course, you're always going to have some, but they're minor. But when you always hide secrets, you can say that brings in negativity. The more open you are, the more you don't have anything to hide. So societies enjoy, your alien societies enjoy leaving, just having nothing to hide at all. It's like you have your walls and your doors, but they can walk right through them. They know exactly what's happening in those rooms. It's for you to connect with this eventually. Because you all technically know what you're doing inside your homes anyway. But that is invasion of privacy now, isn't it? But the more you allow yourself to be, yes, I understand. Many, privacy, I have this, I have that. I believe some understand what I'm speaking of. Yes, it is much growing up to do here, but the less you have to hide, the more positive, you'd be surprised. The more positive, more connected you can be to each other. No secrets are the best secrets. And if you do have anything personal, just sometimes best. I mean, it's not like these personal matters. You understand. It's like you're all human. You all have your things going on. Of course, some might hear things they don't want to hear, but you all have human functions and all of that. I mean, trust me, what is there truly to hide? But you understand where I'm coming from. The more open you are, the more closer you become to each other. There are no secrets. There's just love. And this love heightens your energy, moves you to a higher density. You will not need your police. You will not need locks on your doors either. This is where we see you heading. But yes, it's going to be some time for that. But many have heard this before in certain ways. Here it is again. So basically what I'm saying, more openness, not to say you have to tell everybody your secrets right away. It is just that the more positive energy you have around yourself, the more honest you are to yourself and others, not to say you have to give away all your secrets. Because this in density level, it's not a good idea for that because of the mentality here. You understand? But slowly, you have your friends. Slowly, over time. As they say, do what you feel is right for you. Follow your path. But realize that maybe not your generation, but generations after you will not care what anybody knows. You understand? So it doesn't mean go and let your whole world out. If that makes you feel very uncomfortable, do not do that. But you will understand that your society, the more open it is, the more close you become. You don't need your police. You do not need these things. So it's just, hopefully that's making some sense to some. It is always good to be fully open to those that you feel close to, if you're going to go in that route. And that way, over time, that will expand out to further other people. But it is, yes, there's disruption outside by felines. Much love to you all. I guess you cannot hear it in the camera here. So, hey, by the microphone. Much love to you all. Blessings. Hopefully, I did not talk your ears off. Hopefully, there was understanding there. And my energy will be connecting to this one often just to let you know. There's messages from Spirit, and I am the director, you could say, the speaker for the time being. As your other side is moving around, shaking things up for your society. Your spiritual coming out party we're preparing for. Because we do feel it. Even those that are unprepared for it, we do feel a spiritual coming out from all of you eventually. We are highly looking forward to it. We've been left out for too long. Well, we don't feel like we're left out, but you understand. Much love to you all. Much humor to you all. Much happiness in your days to come. Yes, your earth is shifting greatly. It will shift even more before the end of this year. But we cannot give that away, can we? Blessings to you. Much love. Much love to you.